This call is being recorded.
As you're inviting the Christ consciousness into that heart center, your fourth chakra, see all of the other chakras lined up or in perfect alignment. The three below the heart and the three above, their respective colors and spinning. And as you've invited the Christ consciousness into your heart center, see it connecting now with your third eye center, forming an energetic connection so that the two are one, fourth chakra and the sixth. The energies swirling around between the two, forming a vortex of energy. And your consciousness now, together with the Christ consciousness, you now find in the middle of your forehead, looking out through that third eye, through that doorway. Doorway out of your body, your physical body. You can step now through that doorway. Literally be outside of your physical body. Your physical body is but a shell, a vehicle for you, your consciousness, no more. Your consciousness can travel the universe. Now step into your Merkaba, your light vehicle that is connected to you, that is you. Step into it now as if it was a small scout ship. Begin to rise up in your Merkaba, higher and higher up into the sky, leaving your physical body, falling way below as you move up and up till you've passed the Earth's atmosphere. You can turn around now in your Merkaba and see the Earth, your body way down there. That sense of awareness, being separate from your body. Never be concerned though, you are always attached to it. And now from the galactic central sun, see an electric blue light shooting down, the pulse of energy, down into the solar system through our solar sun, through all the planets of the solar system, all of the ships that are out here, down to the Earth. See that pulse of energy down to the Earth as it moves through the clouds, down to the Earth as a wave of energy. As this wave of energy moves across the planet, see crystals everywhere, both large and small, begin to rise up from the Earth as if they were erupting through the Earth's surface, rising up once again, take their place in the crystalline grid that had been co-opted, taken over by those of the cabal, the dark forces. Many of those energy centers had been taken over. But now see those energy centers, those sacred sites throughout the planet with these crystals forming an energy grid. As this energy grid forms all around the planet, connecting all of these crystals, see the energies now also moving into the people, into the animals, into the plants, all life itself. Feeling this new grid of consciousness, crystalline consciousness, connecting all across the planet. Not only on the surface of the planet, but below the planet, and also above the planet. And see it in many different ways. See it as a swirl of colors. You may even hear it. Certain high frequency sounds. But from this pulse of energy, this wave of light, it comes from the Creator himself, Source, and originates from the galactic central sun. This wave of energy, all of the connecting crystalline grid, all connected as one, bringing truly a oneness to the planet, to all life forms on the planet, bringing about a return to yesteryear, and all were connected. Those that your Native Americans knew well, the connectedness of all things. So do you now as well. Allow yourselves now to drift back down in your Merkaba, light vehicle, back towards your physical body, back from wherever you found yourself. Even if you found yourself on a distant star, another planet somewhere, come back now. Come back to your physical form. Come back into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed. I am Sananda. It is always a pleasure to be with you in these ways. To continue to work with you. Continue to be able to express a new, higher level of consciousness that all of you are moving toward, all of you are preparing for. We have spoken of the storm. Many have spoken of this storm now. It's a storm that is still yet approaching. Before a storm arrives, there is always that calmness before the storm. You are now in that calmness. As before an earthquake strikes, there is an eerie calm of everything, all life forms. So too now, there is that calm now. But I tell you now, when this calm lifts, and the storm finally does come, you will know it. You will know it as the many truths are revealed, not only here in this country, but across the entire planet. Almost as if a wave of truth were to spread across. Know that you, each one of you, are that wave of truth. You are the catalyst for the truth to come forward. You are the ones you have been waiting for. Yes, you have much help from above, much help from below, much help from even here on the surface of the planet. Many that have come forward to spread the light. They are doing so. You are doing so. There are still those pockets of darkness, still those ones, still attempt to hold off the inevitable, hold off the storm from arriving. They know they cannot do it much longer. Many have already surrendered. Many have turned to the light. There are still those ones, those stubborn ones, that hold on, thinking somehow they will be miraculously rescued. But alas, that is not to be. They have almost worn out their welcome. And when things finally do begin to come to fulfillment, come to be revealed, they will be standing there without anything to assist them any longer. No one will jump to their commands any longer. Once they have no support, their time will be up. That is coming. The revealings of truth are coming. The turnover of your financial system is coming. Many announcements are being prepared in many different ways and many different kinds. Yes, even your brothers from above, up in the ships, are preparing for those times where they can come and be revealed. Not only to those of you that have already been seeing them, but to all of mankind. When it is safe for them, they will reveal themselves. But as Ashtar and Aramda have said, They are already in the process now of revealing themselves to many, many more. Many new sightings will occur. For that, this cannot be stopped. Those that were in power are no longer in power. It only appears yet so. But their time is nearly over. Yours is just beginning. I am Sananda. I have always been with you, am with you now, and will always be with you, even until the ends of time as you know it. Peace and love be with all of you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here to carry on, keep the show going, all of these things that we do, that you do. We are all in this together, people. We are all in this as one, working together. This is why when we say, be the one, that is exactly what we mean. Be the one source. Come together, be united. For united you stand, divided you fall. Division is over. It is time to unite not only the light workers and warriors of the world, but the entire planet. It is time to bring all together. It is time to reach out to those that are just beginning the awakening process. It is time to reach out to them and share what you know. Do not be concerned about the ridicule that may come from this, for know that you bring the truth. You share the truth. You are the truth. Or as Yeshua said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. We are all the way, the truth, and the life. For we are the I am consciousness. You have questions now for One Who Serves.
There's some questions from the email system.
Yes.
Okay. The first one is, and this is from Anthony. A number of months ago, I asked about cryptocurrencies, and you mentioned that discussions were ongoing about how they may be used in the new paradigm. Can you give us an update on those discussions, please, as well as status report on the GCR RV?
The RV and global currency reset is in process, has been in process for some time, but it has been held back in many respects because it has not yet been the timing, we will say here, and the vibrations have not risen quite enough up to this point for this to occur. Because what would happen? Think for a moment. If the reval occurred at this point, and all of you that have those currencies, you went and did your exchanges. And as you did your exchanges and you left the money in the banks, which many of you would do, then what if those that still run the banks could come in and take that money? Which at this point they still are able to do that. But that is going to change. It is changing as your financial system begins the turnaround. The turnaround from the old fiat system, the system that is based on nothing backing it, to a new system that is based on precious metals that are backing it, that is based on a new, what we will call the quantum financial system. The new system that cannot be, as your saying goes, hacked, cannot be interfered with. Then once this is in place, you will find your RV. You will find a global currency reset occurring across the planet because it must happen. It must become a reality. For the old system must wash away, just as the hurricanes and the waters wash away the old and bring on the new. This is what is occurring. As to the cryptocurrencies, this is something that is as of yet not understood by many, and at this point is not ready to be rolled out to the masses. Whether it will be or not is yet undetermined, because there are many opportunities that lie ahead in working with the new financial system, and the new financial system that will evolve into no financial system at all. Because eventually you will move beyond the need of exchange of this type of energy, of the exchange of monetary sources. Because when you have that which are being called hold please that which are being called the replicators. Once you have those new devices that have not yet been presented to the world population, you have these replicators that can replicate almost anything. And you can replicate gold, currency, whatever it is you want. Then what need would there be then to have the currency when you can replicate anything? Food, clothing, shelter, whatever it might be, would be no more need for financial remuneration of any kind. Next question, please.
Shoshanna,
I have a question.
Please
one moment,
hold
please.
your questions, please, until it is time here.
Shoshanna wishes to share.
Yes, Shoshanna, yes.
Many questions are posed by the beings of this planet in their third dimensional consciousness as a question that is laden with survival. That is a very deep behavior and program that is running in most on this planet. And their very dependence on survival is a currency of some sort. What we would say to all that ask the questions about currency, about revaluation, etc., must examine this program of survival and let it go.
Yes, wonderful. Now there are another question here from
Yes.
your. No, hold please. Not yet. We still have other questions here.
We're completing the email questions first.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Would it be safe to assume that there has never been such a large army gathered in the universe in history as there is now for the liberation of Earth? If this is correct, then why is it that the cabal, surely outnumbered by a factor of hundreds of thousands to one, aside from, quote, free will, unquote, how have they been able to continually delay the transition in the face of such large opposition?
It is certainly true that there are huge amounts of ones that are working for the light, beyond your wildest imagination at this point. You not only have those here on the surface of what we call the alliance here, but all of those, the ships, all of those from above, the galactics that are working here with this. Plus you have all of the angels and archangels, all of the company of heaven. You have Creator herself working on this process. So how could a small group of people be able to withstand and hold this onslaught off? The answer is they cannot and will not be able to. But they have been able to somewhat up to this point because they have been so entrenched in all of your workings here on the planet, all of the different functions, the corporations. They are into everything. Your education, your pharmaceutical industry, medical, your health industry, everything they have pushed themselves into, integrated into, and they are still somewhat entrenched in that respect. But there are those that are working behind the scenes as of yet that are bringing all of this down as if this is all a house of cards. And a house of cards, if you take one card out, they all topple. The one card is coming to topple it all. And they have been preparing this in those indictments, in those ones that they have kept sealed up to this point. But very shortly, they will be unsealing many of these. And this will be the beginning of the toppling of this house of cards. And once it begins, it will be completely unstoppable. And it will not take very long time as even your understanding of time goes. So continue to be prepared for this. There is one more question, and then we will turn this over to other questions.
And may Shoshanna share on.
Yes, Shoshana, yes, share, please.
Dear Brother Anthony that asked this question, we must understand that the war upon us is not a physical one. It is not about 1 to 1,000, 1 to 100,000. It is not a physical war. What, as one who serves has indicated, much of this is insidious programming on the sleeping masses that have caused them to continue to live as if they are controlled. As one wakes up to this reality and begins to cast off programming, everything will change. That's what I have.
Yes, very good. Is there one more question here, and then we move on?
Yes. This is from David. 2 weeks ago, someone brought up the subject of sexuality. Your response was that sexuality will be different in the higher dimensions. Will it be telepathically, physically, or energetically? Will it be a telepathic, physical, or energetic experience?
We would say all of the above. All of the above here. As we said, it will be a new experience for those in the higher dimensions, just as it is now in the higher dimensions. And there is a physical understanding to it, as well as telepathic, as well as energetic. The energetic connection here is what would be considered at a higher level of union. And this union at these higher frequencies will take the place, you might say, of a more physical expression of this. But please understand that those of you that have been working through this evolution here on this planet, those of you are not going to turn away from the sexual expression in terms of a physical expression overnight. That will not happen, nor is even a good thing for it to happen. But it will be a steady progression which will move eventually to the point of the idea of sexuality being less and less important in your understandings, we would say.
Okay, that's it for the email questions. Irena, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Joanna. My question is, I had a dream. It was a very long dream, and one part of dream what I felt it was very beautiful, and I want to share and ask. Maybe you say what that meant. In the dream, I saw I was surrounded by a lot of different people. It was going a lot of action was going on in the dream. Then one moment I stood up and I started singing with very high pitch, singing so strongly, so beautifully that sky what was dark and cloudy start 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 changing. That pitch of my voice start changing the way the sky was looking. First it was cloudy and dark, then became amazingly blue and so blue that everyone who whatever they were doing stood up and started looking on the sky. So can you say something about it, who serves, what that
But
meant?
what we can say is this is somewhat of a precursor for you, an understanding of what is coming, an understanding of the light breaking through the clouds, symbolically here, not in
Hmm.
terms of so much physical, although it will be a physical expression as well. But this is more symbolic of the light breaking through the darkness everywhere, and those of the people that you speak of. In many cases, whenever there are other people in your dream, they are other portions of yourself. And this can also be so here, but it is a second understanding here as well, in that all of these people are the sleeping masses that have been spoken of and are looking up at the sky and seeing the light coming through, the light breaking through, the awakening happening. And this is the awakening that is happening all over the planet now at this time.
Okay, I have so my high pitch. I never sing so high. I never try to sing so high. So that it was expression of me or expression of that light coming in.
Shoshana wishes
Yes,
to
Shoshana,
share.
yes.
Okay.
My dear sister, the sound that was in the dream
Hmm.
is the sound of creation.
It was beautiful.
You will understand this because you are, as all are, a creator. You are understanding through this dream that you have the power to change darkness to light. That you personally, as well as all other beings on this planet, have the ability to create and to change that which they see before them. The sound is the way in which creation began, and you are recognizing this in your dream.
Very good.
Thank you.
And
It was beautiful what you said, Shoshana. It was just beautiful. I felt what you said. I felt like I am reliving that dream again. It was just
Yes,
beautiful.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
yes, now we
Thank
move
you, who
on.
serves. Thank you,
Yes,
who serves.
other questions here? Any other questions?
Yes, this is Lorelai.
Yes.
Hello, beautiful brother. So my searching, my quest, if you will, for knowledge has led me to find out a little bit about the Anshar people who live in Hollow Earth, Anshar, and I wanted to know more about them. I also wanted to know whether they were at all were they connected? Was there some truth to the story Black Panther, and were they connected to that? And also, it said in my research that they were a fourth dimension, living in a fourth dimensional reality there. But then again, it also says they're helping us to ascend, which is a fifth dimensional thing. So I was confused by that. So can you say more on all of that?
Can tell you that they are certainly a fourth dimension and even somewhat higher for some of them as well. And they are working to express a connection, a long-standing connection with those here on the surface. And they have connected with certain ones, as you may already know. The one for a good, especially, has made connection with them, or they have made connection with him. And you can learn much more about this and this particular group of, or civilization, we will say, by looking this up. Anshar, Cordy Good, all of this. And you will find much on this. They are established, you might say, there in the inner earth, and they are working to, again, make the connection with the surface folk. And they are working diligently in this way. But they are just as anyone else, any of those others that are helping here, they are kept as free will, kept from assisting others in terms of going against their free will. So they can only help those that are ready to be helped here. Okay?
Yeah. Do they have any relationship to the movie Black Panther? Was there some truth to that?
At this point, we see a somewhat resemblance here, a connection possibly, but not direct connection to this particular civilization. But there is an alluding in this respect. There is a knowing by those that have created these films. They know much behind the scenes, and they are attempting to bring this awakening out to the public as much as they can. So yes, somewhat, and no, somewhat also.
Shoshana, was she?
Yes, Shoshana, yes, please.
Those that have viewed, my dear sister, this movie, The Black Panther, it is a revealing of humankind's power and the mastery of the material world that is available to all. And that is why the leader was attempting to share this information with all others. It is a matter of mastery of our world and beyond. What is happening here, if there is a connection with the Anshar have mastered this and gone beyond this. Perhaps that is the connection that it is referring.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, both of you. Appreciate it.
Blessings.
Very good. Are there other questions here?
I have a quick one. This is
Yes.
Orv. It's been mentioned many, many times in many different ways that everyone will receive. Today it was mentioned that everyone will receive $100,000 a month for so many years. And my question is, if everyone receives $100,000, who's going to go to work the next day?
What we can tell you is that is a misnomer. That's the idea, as you are saying here. It is not directly that everyone is going to receive this amount of money. It is, though, an understanding that balance is coming to the world. That is what this is all about. The reval is not to make everyone rich or to make an instant millionaire overnight. It is not for this purpose, although some may find themselves in that position. It is to bring balance. It is to bring those projects, those programs to the world that can help to feed the hungry, quench the thirst of many across the planet, provide shelter to those that are homeless. all of these things. This is what it is meant for. So do not think in terms of amount of money that will come. It is to bring balance. It is to release that which is the global collateral accounts, we will say here. And this is in the trillions and trillions and trillions and even beyond that, even into the quadrillions of amounts of money that is there to be released. But again, this is not to make people wealthy. It is to bring balance to the world.
Shoshanna wishes
Yes,
to...
please, Joanna, yes.
Dear Brother Orv, what is coming is magical. What is coming is beyond, at this moment in time, most that could even imagine it. What is coming for the earthlings, for the occupants of Gaia, is a wondrous exploration of not only their planet, but the planets above them and beyond them and beyond them and beyond them. The technologies that are going to be released will alleviate the need for survival. Work as we find it on this planet is mostly survival, redundant, tedious, and ridiculous. Once these technologies are released, the things that will happen are the tedious work will be turned over to technology. Human beings will not have a hand in it, which will allow them tremendous freedom to explore their own spirituality, their own mental acuity, and go beyond the silly notion of just surviving. Money cannot do that, but money can bring in technology as we find it at this time. That is what is in store.
That's wonderful. Very well said.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Would there be other questions here now before we release, John?
I have a question, please.
Yes, yes.
I understand that we have light ships, and these light ships do carry light, and they have been stored, that light has been stored within those ships. And those ships will sprinkle light out to us. I was wondering if it is time that this is happening, or it has already been happening little by little.
These ships that you speak of, these ships of light, these ships of consciousness, these starships of many different types are, yes, they are out there. They are a part of this expression and becoming even more a part of this expression here within the earth. And they are sharing their light more and more and more. That is correct. But it is not correct that they are, well, here we will say this, they are made of light. They are light themselves, you see. It is not that they are storing light, they are light. If you can begin to understand that, where consciousness and light are one and the same. Consciousness and creation are one and the same. Okay?
Yes.
Shoshanna
Yes,
wishes
Shoshanna,
to share.
yes.
My dear sister Rita,
Yes.
what must be known here is that the light in the heart of each human, the spark of divinity that is fanned by the flame of spirituality, will entice the light ships to open to us, that their light would be revealed to us. It must be a symbiotic relationship as humans and the beings that occupy Gaia open their hearts to this and shine their own lights, that will create this happening.
Yeah.
How beautiful, and it brings tears to my eyes. Thank you so much. I really, really like
Share your heart lights. Share your heart lights.
Okay.
Many
Was
blessings
your movie, E.T.
dear Rita.
Are there other questions here?
Hello,
Hi,
Anisers.
hello.
Oh, go ahead. It's okay. Go on. You go ahead.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Shakur. Nice to be back with you fellas and ladies and gentlemen. My question is, how are we able to make contact with them in a physical sense once we've reached a certain level of vibrational frequency? How will we know that?
Make contact with who?
Our brothers and sisters.
Are you
from other
talking about
densities.
the galactics? Are you
Other densities?
Yeah, other densities and or galactics. I wasn't sure of the phrase to utilize without sounding ignorant. I do apologize for that.
That is quite all right. You are going to make connection with them when they are ready to also connect with you. It is a symbiotic relationship. So when you have raised your vibrations enough, when you have become light enough yourselves to be able to hold the light, anchor the light, then they will be able to communicate more directly with you and you with them. If you were to be in their presence at this time, you would not be able to hold the vibration that they give off. It would literally, in some respects, destroy your central nervous system. So they are very careful in who they would bring up on their ships. And even when they do bring certain ones up on the ships, they have areas on these ships where there is that silly three-dimensional or even low fourth-dimensional vibrational experience where that one can be comfortable there. And then they can communicate with those others. And as they raise their vibrations more, then they can move to other parts of the ship, you see?
Yes.
So it is a symbiotic relationship that must be developed and is being developed, because as you are all working on raising your vibrations, you are moving closer and closer to the time and the frequency that will be necessary to be able to then communicate with these other ones.
Yes. One more, and then I'll step down, if you would allow me that privilege. I'm going through a lot of ascension symptoms because I forgot to ground myself at one point or another. So I am suffering a lot of the ascension symptoms, skin rashes, bloated feet, headaches, constant throbbing in the forehead. My kundalini is driving me crazy as far as the itching goes. I'm embarrassed to say where the itching is, but how long does this usually last?
That is dependent on you yourself, who is going through these symptoms. These symptoms are a part of the new expression, we will say, as these vibrations continue to increase, as light continues to come into the planet, as you as the light bearers continue to be able to hold the light more and more. And as you hold this light more and more, it being foreign, you might say, to the carbon-based body that you are in now, it can create these symptoms as you are speaking of. But it is temporary. It is something that you will move through. All of you will move through these symptoms as you continue to rise. But know this, as you continue to raise your vibrations and continue to find yourselves in the higher densities, in the higher frequencies of the higher fourth and even into the fifth dimension, all of these symptoms will dissipate completely. You will no longer have any of them. Certainly, as you move into the fifth dimension, you will experience less and less of any of these symptoms, of any kind of pain, of any kind of sorrows, of sadness, any depression. All of these things will go away.
Shoshanna wishes.
Yes, please, Shoshana, yes.
Thank you.
Shoshana wishes to share with you, dear brother Mohammed. Is that okay?
Most definitely. I welcome any and all questions.
My dear brother, we find everything one who serves has told you is in perfect order and correct for the transmutation of the human being to light. What must happen now as we find it is that you must assist your body through a purification process and a cleanse. You must assist your body to move past these symptoms. We do not know your diet. We do not know what you are doing in that respect. But know this, you must seek out and search out a process that cleanses the body and moves you past some of these dense symptoms that you are experiencing, including that of a skin rash, which is a purge. You can assist yourself in this way.
Yes, very good.
Oh,
Are there
good.
other questions here now before we release channel? Take one more question and release.
I'll be quick. Hello. Blessings, dear brother. Blessings, dear sister Shoshanna. I'll be quick. The other day in meditation, I was able to project myself onto my ship, the Aurora. And as I looked out this huge window, which is floor to ceiling, and my twin was with me, this time I can see Jupiter and I could see Ganymede. But Ganymede did not look like a moon. Far from it. It simply did not look like a moon. It was a massive space station. And I said, and I turned, why does it look different this time than the last time I can see? And my twin said it's because you are seeing Ganymede for what it really is now, what it really looks like. And I says, well, why are all the telescopes seeing a moon? And why are people seeing a moon? And NASA says it's a moon. And he says it's because it's a holographic projection is what you're seeing. And then I can see all these ships docking and coming back and forth, and it doesn't look like a moon. Am I seeing what I'm seeing? It really isn't a moon. It's a station. Am I seeing what I'm seeing?
My dear sister, you already know the answer to this. You have already said it. You have already heard it. Yes, you are correct. It is not as it is being shown to those here on the planet that would observe this through their telescopes or whatever they would use. It is not like that at all. There is a holographic projection, an illusion that has been created so that the reality of what is really there cannot be seen at this point. But that is one other thing, of course, that is going to change in the times ahead, where you will begin to know more fully of these stations, these space stations, these build-ups on these different planets and different moons, and all of this will come to the understanding of the general public as these things progress.
Does that mean because this is just it amazed me to see how amazing and it really is busy up there. Okay, space is big, but it's busy up there. There is ships everywhere. It's like a car park at Walmart. They're everywhere. It's massive. It's amazing. But I kept thinking about our moon then, and I kept thinking, well, is that just a holographic projection? Because sometimes I look at it and I think that's just it's a hologram. I swear it is. It's not even. Maybe it doesn't really look like that. I wonder if you could answer that for me.
You also cannot see the other side of the moon, what is called the dark side of the moon. So
Correct.
that is, of course, very resplendent with many different bases and different civilizations that are working there and have those bases there to continue their various programs, experiments, all of the things that they are working on there. So this is being cloaked, you would say, to the public here at this point.
And eventually that cloaking will come down as the collective raises itself in frequency and vibration, and the ascension, that we will start to see these projections just disappear as we raise ourselves.
Not only will you start to see them, but you will be going there in these
Woohoo!
other places as well. So all of this is coming in the future here. Shoshanna, yes, please.
Shoshana wishes to share with you, dear Rhea.
Hello, my darling.
Hello, my sister.
Hello.
We must tell you that all things are made of energy that come into existence through matter. And each dimension that we are privileged to visit and to live on, the energy and matter changes, even though the object would be seen differently at each dimension. We find you a very advanced being. You are light, you are love, and you embody this. You will see many things that transmute their energy and matter into something else based on how you see them through the dimensional eyes that you have acquired in that dimension. That's what we have for you.
Very good.
Beautiful. That's right. The optics are not agreeing with me anymore. The optics of the projections of what I'm seeing within the dimensional layers are just not agreeing with. I'm not seeing it in a three-dimensional optics anymore. I guess
Yes.
I'm seeing it in a higher optics, and thank you.
Correct.
Because
Yes.
you are utilizing your third eye center more and more,
That's
as many
right.
of you are as well. We
Thank
are needing
you.
to release channel here now.
Much love to you, dear Rhea.
I love you. I love you so much. Mwah. Love you both. Thank you so much. I love you.
Can I say one quick thing? Can I say one quick thing? This is
very
Orr.
quickly. Yes.
Yes. If everyone could give me 5 minutes, I will put some real photos of the backside of the moon up on Meetup in the next 5 minutes if you want to see them.
Thank you.
Yes. Could you also I'm not sure what the link is. I do. I remember.
Just go to Meetup and you'll see where we are today, and there'll be comments, and I'll put a comment with a link there.
Yes.
Or I'll put the photos up there actually.
Good.
Very good.
Thank you.
We're going to release channel here now. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Shanti.
Thank you.
Shanti, we love you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.